Hi everybody, welcome to my little corner where there's no wrong way to play with paper, and we are doing creative cut files with scraps layout 5. So I'm really glad you're here joining me. Thank you so much. I am very honored that you choose to hang out with me. You could go anywhere else, but I am glad you're here. If you're new, welcome. And if you are one of my amazing friends that I have been chitty-chatting with via YouTube, thank you so much for your support and for subscribing. I appreciate you very much. All right, so layout 5, we are going to use this Bella Boulevard cut file, and I'm just going to use family, and I'm inspired by their example. Don't forget to look at your product for layout examples, ways to use the product, and don't be afraid to do it, right? Like, seriously, do not. This is what I am doing. I am going to do this layout. I'm going to use Mente Berrylicious. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. I love this. It's got just enough red, and it's very patriotic, and yet you could use it for absolutely anything. So I wanted to use my scraps. I had a piece of a cut apart left. I did pull out one full sheet, and then these are just some scraps where I had cut before, and then this here had a top part. So I had cut off the top cut aparts, right? Probably to cut out an embellishment. And what I did is I backed the cut file with one of these. Like, I just set it on here and I fussy cut around it. And we're going to ink around this. Then I have some bits and pieces that were already cut out that I need to use up from this. Now, Mente's known for having their fussy cutting elements, and I always ink around them. It hides my boo-boos. Don't be afraid to ink around your photos. Or I mean around your fussy cut embellishments. And then when I did take this whole strip out, like I said, and if you look on here, they did strips of paper, which you could totally do. You totally could. I just didn't want to because I love this little bird and how pretty it was. So, and I am going to flip it. They had the big piece on this side and the small strips on this side, but I'm going to simply do it this way here. Just flip it around, right? It's just meant to inspire. That's all it's meant to be. Just like that. Now, when you are using like a full sheet of paper like this, you guys, we have those paper pads, or we have papers that we are just not in love with anymore. You don't have to use a white piece of cardstock. Get one of those ugly pieces of paper because you're just covering it up, right? That you don't like. And save your expensive white solid cardstock for later. So just like that, that is our 12 by 12. Then I need to map my photos. And I thought instead of having it all ready to go today, we would just kind of hang out and do it together. Now I did already cut my mats just like so. So that's going to go there. Friends is going to go here. So we need to pull it over just a hair. You know, I need to put this down. Isn't that kitty cat cute? Everybody in my house is allergic to kitty cats. Literally everyone. So there's no kitty cat loving around here. Okay, so just like that. Then I think before I put this down, I want to ink this. Inking just, it gives it that extra touch. And ink, we all have different inks. It's a great way to not add bulk, to get the most out of your money. I love inks. I like to buy all these little inks. I have a darker blue that I want instead. And because I don't use a full one, I do not want to store a full one. I just have my little Dollar Tree container of inks, and that's good enough for me. If you are not a card maker, there that color is. This is chipped sapphire. If you are not like a big card maker who stamps a lot, and I don't. I do stamp, but not a lot. Now I have certain colors that I have in large ink pads, but for the most part, these little ones, they're plenty. I don't need more than this. Okay, so I'm going to ink around the edge, just like so. And you'll see when we get this inked, the difference, right? The before and the after. Sometimes it's nice to see that. I mean, everybody knows how to ink a paper. But sometimes just a little reminder of what taking the time to ink can add to your page. The dimension it can add without the bulk. Because, you know, our albums, if they're anything like mine, they get full fast, and the more bulk there is on them, the more albums you're gonna need, right? So look at the difference. Doesn't that just kind of blend it all together and give it a dimension that wasn't there before? To me, the answer is yes. Maybe you're saying, no, I can't hear you, but and I am going to ink this as well. So I will take this and I'm going to ink this all the way around the edges, but that's going to take me a minute. So we'll just do that part right there for reference so I don't forget, because y'all know me. You never know what's going to happen around here. Okay. And then we have our photo, so we can temporarily place this. I do want it to be fairly straight. So I'm going to get my invisible ruler, as Miss Terry calls it. So let's pull this down just a hair more. And if you do not have a T-square ruler, it is a worthwhile investment. I think you get like 2 for $8 on Amazon. Now those prices may be a little bit more now because after COVID, you never know, everything went more expensive and gets to us slower. I don't know how that happened, but it's the way it's working out these days. And so definitely invest in a ruler. It doesn't have to be the invisible ruler by any means, but a T-square ruler really does help. Although, with that said, I find personally 9 out of 10 times if I eyeball it, it looks straighter to me. And it's all about what it looks like, right? It could be totally straight, but if it looks crooked, it's going to drive your eye crazy and the people looking at your album. So do definitely keep that in mind. Just my 2 cents here. Okay, now I am matting these a little bit on the larger side. Just for a little something different. To be really honest, I don't have a rhyme or reason. I just thought it would look a little bit different, and that would be okay today. All right, so these pictures of our Jilly, her end of the year concert, that's her girl group right there. That's her cousin Nini's, her best friend Addie. We've got Adrena, and we've got, oh, I can't remember her name. Oh, forgive me. You know what? Old people problems. I forget everything. I'm going to remember it. This Raquel? Maybe. I can't remember. And once I have one of them on here, I really do eyeball it. Like for real. I eyeball it. Because it has to look right. Doesn't matter if it's perfectly straight. If it doesn't look right, then my eye's going to tell me it's not straight, even if it is. Does that make sense? Okay. So there's our title. And now what we need to do is figure out where we're going to put some embellishments. I will probably do a small journal strip here. We could kind of like that there. That looks really good. And here's where I'm thinking. I've got a bird here, a bird here, and a bird here. So that's good. The triangle thing is going on. Yeah. Then I could maybe tuck this behind here and take this one step further. I could put this up on foam on there, right? And maybe put this one here up on foam. Oh, that looks good. I like it. You're ever like, yes, go me. I had this thinking maybe I would use that, but I'll save that for another time, I think. So we'll do that. We'll save that for another time. You guys, that's the whole layout. Look how fast that came. Now, in all fairness, I did the fussy cutting behind the scenes. I backed the cut file behind the scenes, but honestly, that's all the time it took me. I used my scraps to back the cut file. These were leftover ephemera pieces that I had fussy cut a time before, so it's not like I even really did the fussy cutting today other than around here. And with that, that's going to be the whole layout. So let me go and glue it all down. I will probably add some enamel dots, maybe some peachy pink ones. I'm not really sure yet. And we'll come back and I'll talk about what I've done and we'll finish up the layout. All right, I got it all glued down. I did everything I said I was going to do. I added the enamel dots around here, there, and everywhere. I did add a little sentiment. I put this up on foam. I put this flower up on foam. I do still need to do a little journal block, and you'll see that in the close-ups. Pardon me. I'm going to do a little strip journaling right here. But other than that, I love how this layout turned out. Use those scraps use up those little bits of collections that you have left or the scraps of those collections. I still have a lot of this Mente, but I had a couple of scraps and I used those up, and now I can just start fresh too. Lots of fun. I hope you're inspired to use Cutfiles. Check out MK. In August, I think I've been saying it's in July, so I apologize for that. But in August, she does 31 days of Cutfiles, and I have her links below. She is awesome content creator. If you don't know MK, go find her. Her and Janet Fritz are just amazing. Galaxy Girl here on YouTube. Amazing people. I wish I had time to do 31 days of Cutfiles this year. I just don't. Family first, right? But you'll definitely be inspired by her. But you do what I'm doing. Use Cutfiles you already have, or maybe you have a Cricut and you make your own. Lots of fun. All right, everything's in the description. Be blessed, and I'll see you for one more Cutfile video very soon. Bye-bye.